Hello, my name is Garrett. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving another talk. I'm going to delve into our triggers and how we can use them as a marker and a way to springboard into spiritual awakening. Um, so using our body as a sort of like an instrument to know what exactly is going on in our systems. So, one of the things I talk about is having your own meditation practice. Okay. Sitting quietly, going inwards, becoming the knower of your own existence. Okay. And while early on, it might seem as though there's a lot of mental chatter going on. And I keep talking about this mental chatter as sort of like an interference of us knowing our own field of consciousness. Okay. It's like when the mental chatter is there, it's blocking us, it's pulling our attention outwardly to matters of the world, what needs our attention. It stops us from going inwards and connecting with that mirror-like, smooth consciousness that exists within us. So, if we keep a practice going of meditation and we start to really quieten down our minds, we notice that within us is this still surface of consciousness, okay? Without thought, it's just there, sitting there, absolutely perfect, absolutely whole, complete, needing nothing, okay? And the more we can connect with that, the more we can stay in that space. You know, maybe it's 2 minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes during our meditation. Maybe we get 10 minutes where we're completely that, right? And we are the knower of that. Okay. You are that. So it's like you know your own field of existence is that unbounded, perfect, never born, never dies awareness. Okay? And this is where I'm going with this is that this exists within everyone. We all are it. We all have it. We can connect with it at any moment. Okay? If we can just quiet down our minds, if we can continuously feel that space within us. Okay? And you may get good at meditating. You may become, very quickly you can drop into meditation. You can connect with that space. You can feel it. And over time, you want to bring that into your everyday awareness, right? So it's not just in meditation. It's like you need to be able to sense that still surface within you always. Okay. And what you might start to notice is that the body is contained within that field, right? and your body is able to, the body almost gives this the feeling of a disturbance in that field of consciousness. So what I mean by that is, right, you become the knower of the field, and the body is part of that field. So what you can start to notice is that when we get triggered, right, and you have enough awareness of the body, of the field, you can sense that there's a disturbance. So imagine that within us, there's this mirror like, almost like a sea of consciousness, right? Completely smooth. When we sense a trigger, when we get triggered, when we have something going on in our lives that's bothering us, worrying us, we connect inwards, we close our eyes, we sense that field, we sense into the body, and then we scan, right? We are the knower of it, right? We are consciousness. We are we are the watcher of the body, right? We bring our awareness into all parts of the body and we scan and we notice that maybe in certain areas, maybe in the stomach, right, there might be a contraction and not a sense of worry about something. Maybe the heart is beating faster than normal. Why is that? What's going on? There's anxiety, there's nervousness, you know. So this is knowing the body, knowing the field, being the knower of it, scanning it. And this is like a spiritual practice. A day in, day out, every moment of the day, this should be your practice. Body awareness, bringing your awareness into the body, right? Not looking to distract yourself with your phone, with YouTube. It's always coming into the body, right? Every interaction we get, right? We might even be standing in the queue doing our shopping, right? It's immediately bringing our awareness into the body. What's happening? What's happening when I'm in this queue? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel, you know, do I feel like I want to be somewhere else? Always bringing the awareness in. And when you start to get good at this practice, you start to use it as a marker, right? As a marker to your spiritual progress. It's like, oh, okay, right, something's going on. Why is there something going on? Why is my heart beating faster? Why are my palms sweaty? Why are my feet crossed underneath the desk? You know, what's going on? And you keep sensing into the body. And the body gives you the feedback. The body has the intelligence. It's able to give you instant feedback of what's happening. Okay. So as we awaken, we become more and more of that awareness, that knower, right? Rather than the mind, rather than the emotion, rather than the ego, we become the knower, the awareness that just watches and watches. And it doesn't mean that you're completely free of your triggers. So it's like, people now, and let me just talk a little bit about the triggers, right? What is a trigger? So if we exist as awareness, that awareness is always undisturbed, always perfect, always whole, always complete, okay? And it's awake to itself within us, right? But there's also our human part, there's also our ego, and that awareness is aware of that, okay? So it's sat there, it's watching, it's noticing, there's a space in between. Okay. There's a spaciousness, there's a gap. And a lot of people don't have that gap. A lot of people just identify as being their mind, as being their thoughts, as being what goes on in the body, the emotions. There's no separateness, right? So as we start to go through our awakening, as we start to have a meditation practice, as we start to bring, quieten the mind and bring more body awareness, we might notice that we get pulled out of that by triggers. So a trigger can be somebody, usually somebody, right? It's normally a person, a family member, someone who's close to us, who knows how to push our buttons. And what happens is you completely get pulled out of your awareness into an emotion, into a response, into a pattern of reactiveness, reacting to it's usually some sort of protection mechanism of the false sense of separateness, the head, the I, and we go into a kind of a defense. A defense. I need to defend myself. I need to, sometimes it's an attack. I need to attack that other person with my opinion. And we completely lose the knower of the field. Completely. And this can happen. This can take us for weeks. Weeks, first of all, it can be, you can be totally taken into, half an hour where we're totally lost in it. An hour, maybe an hour we start to calm down, but the mind is still running, thinking about it. It could be a day, 2 days before we actually start to come back to, oh, what happened? How did I let that happen? How did I lose the awareness? How did I lose my awakening in that? Um, some people call them Velcro moments, Velcro thoughts. So this is what I would call your practice, right? This is your spiritual practice of sensing into the body, always noticing. And what can happen is you can, for me anyway, maybe you get into like a small debate with somebody and it can get heated, or maybe maybe they want to give their opinion on you, okay, and you just sit there and you notice and you feel it, but you're always the awareness, you're always the watcher, you're watching the body. And there's so much awareness there that you can actually notice, okay, nothing is happening, I'm hearing the words. This is how this, 5 years ago, this would have totally, pulled me into that reactivity. But now, no, there's nothing there. There's no disturbance in the field. I'm hearing the words. I might not agree with them. You don't have to be a doormat, right? You don't, you can actually voice your own opinion, but you're always doing it from a place of stillness, of awareness, undisturbed consciousness that doesn't get pulled away. And this is a really, really, it's almost like a litmus test to your awakening. Um, is actually being able to maintain your awakening while you're being attacked, or you're in a heated debate, or somebody cuts you off in the line in the supermarket, or in traffic, and it's just, oh, what's happening to my body? Is there a disturbance? Oh, There's no disturbance. You're completely in the moment, abiding in awareness, awake, not reacting. And this is being the knower, the master of the body. So I I've come one of the things that I've, been doing over the last number of years is I have been working with people on their awakening journey. And I've met many, amazing souls, advanced beings who have awakened to very, very high degrees. And people get pulled out of their awakening um, very, very easily, right? Just the smallest little thing can trigger them. Something said, they overhear something, and all of a sudden, there's a disturbance, there's emotions coming up, there's tears, there's, you know, me, oh, I've been upset, oh, I've been hurt. So this is your practice. This is how you can continue to to measure your level of awakening is by noticing this, using the world, using your everyday interactions, being the knower of the body, always bringing your awareness in, always feeling what's happening, always gauging how am I when I go back into the marketplace. We can all be enlightened. We can all sit in a cave. We can all sit in an ashram, you know, in a meditative state, you know, with no people around. But it's when we go back out into the world that's when we get to see our progress, our level of consciousness. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care.